All right, Bert, let's get to the shits, man. You were out during
the
most of the Caitlin Clark stuff.
Yeah.
Me and Dwayne Marcus had a really good conversation. Shout out to Dwayne Marcus, protect our queens.
Dwayne Marcus and protect our queens, man.
Martin
They are
Soros.
honestly, it's the best place to get all your realist, good take information on it, on anything Caitlin Clark out there. So, and
100%,
WNBA for that matter.
They are fair. They have their, just like everybody else has their biases, but they're fair when they argue them. You go there for all the good, intelligent takes. You come here for the ignorant shit, and I'm here to provide it for everybody. I mean,
you come here
shit
solely for the rage bait. That's it.
Listen,
that's all you need to stop here for.
Bert, we did the numbers too. I mean, I'm talking 150K, 60K. All of these people calling me all types of names and anything under the sun. I'm with it. Come with it.
Dude, can you please share with the general audience that you've got people so irate they're trying to video message you through DMs?
Hey, I'm not going to shout this dude's name out. You know who you are. You're from Philadelphia, and I already told you that. I come to Philadelphia quite frequently, so it's nothing to meet up at any point in time. I'm like 260, bro. But he could not handle what I was saying. And I said, what did I say? I said, he kept sending me this Angel Reese stuff. And I said, oh, good job. Angel Reese's field goal percentage was like her GPA in college, 1.8. Like just stuff like randomly. I'll let him send it. He was sending me probably 20 like other messages with stats and videos of Caitlin Clark's bad games and things. And then I would just say one thing to him. And then he would video chat me or request to video chat me. He did it like 11, 12 times at a clip.
Should we have him on the show? Should we have a live debate on the show?
Yeah, I would love to. Anybody who is in the comment section on the Instagram, TikTok, mostly the Instagram, because that's where all the most.
Maybe he's got a platform to promote too. Maybe he's got his own thing out there.
He has 8 followers. I highly doubt it. So, and if he does, I mean, never mind. I'm not going to do it. Oh my God, I'm not going to do it. Holy shit! Never mind. I'm trying to find some of these comments. It's a lot of the people were giving me a lot of this stuff. I think I made like Angel Reese is jealous of Caitlin Clark, which I'm going by her comments, and I don't think she hates her, but there was things that she said that makes me feel like Angel Reese. And even though I'm taking out last year when Caitlin Clark's team beat Angel Reese's team, Angel Reese is a champion. So and she was technically on first, and Caitlin Clark is not. I get her beef for not liking Caitlin Clark, but she says things and does things in the media that she tries to prop herself up alongside Caitlin Clark. And I think it does bother her that Caitlin Clark is more popular than she is. Yeah. She feels like she should either be more popular or on par. And I understand that thought process if I am Angel Reese. So, but I'm trying to go through these notes. There's a lot of good back and forth commentary. This one kid from ESPN somewhere, he's like some intern stat nerd, telling me not to reply to every single comment. No, I like to engage with the people. I'm a man of the people. I am the people's champion.
So a third party that has no stake in the game, who likes ESPN or works for ESPN in their stats. I don't know, whatever it is you just mentioned, but was telling you, hey man, just sit this one out. It's okay. Don't reply to the haters. And you're like, no, fuck that.
Yeah. I'm going no. He said, I just want to offer you some constructive criticism. You're not going to get very far if you reply to every single comment. And
he's not wrong, but I appreciate the engagement. Yeah.
Yeah. And he is wrong, because if he chooses not to do that with his 200 followers in his job at Syracuse, and the highest amount of videos that he was able to get was like 2,000, and we do that on a Thursday afternoon. Hey, good for you. Maybe you'll get more content out. Maybe you'll get more viewership, and maybe you'll be as popping as we are if you did engage with your followers. It may work for you. It may not. It works for us. I like to engage the people who take the time to watch and comment on our content. So I will continue to respond to comments. Now,
but if he does have his own show and he's looking for more engagement, you know where to go. Give us a shot. Network. Check out the website. Send us an email. We can help you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can help you. We can help you, kid.
Are paid more than me.
Yeah. Listen, I'll help you. I'll help you a lot.
Yeah.
Lose the glass.
In fact, for a small fee, Germ will jump on your page and argue with everybody in your comments.
Yeah. I got a lot of you're not black. Got a lot of why would you're Stephen B.
blind
Smith.
People are commenting now.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Because I like Caitlin Clark and I don't like Angel Reese, even though there's plenty of other black athletes I've found it. I got accused of working for
liberal media.
And
man, if only they knew where you voted.
Oh yeah, 100%. Hey, back for more. Trump 24. Yeah. Can't wait. And which brings me to Caitlin Clark and the situation that we are with the U.S. Team USA, right?
Yeah.
A lot of what's happening in the media and social media with people, maybe not analysts, and a little bit of the analysts, because Stephen A. and Shannon Sharp kind of got into it with the women of ESPN. And even though I do understand what Stephen A. and all of them are saying, I understand where the women are coming from too. I can see both sides, but I am from let's capitalize on everything sense.
Yeah.
So to me, keeping Caitlin Clark off of Team USA is a mistake. I get that Team USA and what they do in the Olympics is a little bit different than what they do in the WNBA, but Caitlin Clark's situation is so unique and so rare, it doesn't make sense to me why you would not want her. Sure, the WNBA doesn't really gain much in terms of audience or viewership from what happens in the Olympics, but you know what they get attention on? People who are only paying attention to Caitlin Clark now getting exposed to A'ja Wilson, who is the best player in the WNBA, but quite frankly, not a lot of people know who that is or know what team she plays for. People who, I mean, if you look at her ratings, they are tripling, right? Chicago Sky, their average attendance last year was 7,000 some odd people. This year, their average attendance is 8,000. So they've only gained about 1,000 extra people. Shout out to them. Good for you. They have some sellout games. Their attendance has gone up 10%. Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever, they went from averaging 4,000 people a game to 17,000 people or 16,000 people, something crazy. I mean, you can't compare. You can't tell me that her just being on the team and what the reasoning was that the team is trying to build the best team and not the most popular team. And I'm like, well, that's not true because you have Diana Taurasi on the team at the age of 50. And I get that she's won medals for you before. Jesus whatever. 52. Yeah. Well, if you ask people who know Diana Taurasi and the way she acts towards certain people, I would say in dog years, and you know what I mean without saying what I'm supposed to be saying.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
See, I'm learning. I'm getting better.
Yeah.
Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark has better stats than her. Now,
yes.
Up until last night, she was beating her in points, rebounds, assists, steals. But now by like 0.5 points because Diana Taurasi had a 20-something point game and Caitlin Clark didn't play. She now is like less than a point average. So basically the same amount of points. But everything else, Caitlin Clark is better than her in, including percentages from three and from the field. So it's clearly, to me, not a basketball decision, right? Well, it's not a business decision, or else she would be on the team. Imagine how many Caitlin Clark Team USA jerseys you would be selling. That right there, to me, is enough because you know who that money goes to? It goes to the WNBA. And more importantly, what is the best? Bert, you know marketing, you know business. What is the best form of advertisement? Word of mouth. Everybody knows it. What better situation is, yes, and because the formula already works, right? With the WNBA, we're talking about the WNBA right now for 3 shows straight. We're talking about Caitlin Clark in the WNBA. I don't care that she's not the best player on the planet. I don't care about none of that. She moves the needle, and you don't have to be the best player yet to do that. People are invested in her for whatever reason. You want to say race? Cool. Who cares? Let all the white people watch Caitlin Clark and raise their Trump flags and all that stuff because they're still watching the games. They're still, and you know what you'll do? Residual effects that's a proven method. Somebody will watch another player and say, "Oh, not terrible. That A'ja Wilson. Well, this is who they're talking about. Holy shit, she just dropped 38 points. Crazy." And you get those residuals, and that's happening. Viewership is up 156% in the WNBA as opposed to last year. It's not, and people want to say it's not just Caitlin Clark. I'm sure I'm sure that's true, but it's mostly Caitlin Clark, and that's a fact.
Well, absolutely, it is. And I mean, look, you had started out saying you can see both sides of this. You can see why she wasn't selected for the team, and you can also see why she should have been selected for the team. And you brought up probably one of the best points in the fact that, you know, they put it out there that they're out to build the best team possible. Well, that would be true. However, DT stats are not as good as Caitlin's. But with that being said, there is something to, and I know you'll agree with me, there is something to a veteran status who has been there before and won the medals and can really carry and help a team from an experience standpoint. You have to give it to that. I think when thinking about Caitlin Clark, obviously her defense is a huge liability, in understanding that I think she leads the league in turnovers. You know, the Fever themselves are, what are they ranked? If not the lowest, close to the lowest in the league at this point. And that's, of course, not aided by any of her efforts as well, because she has struggled defensively too. And of course, this has been brought up before because she's seeing it in the WNBA, the physicality factor. She's getting ragdolled out there on the court. Yeah. And I think they thought that would, of course, be an ongoing concern in international play too. That's the reasoning as to why she wasn't selected. And we can see that. But I agree with you. Your point about bringing notoriety, and I don't toss that term out there lightly, to a global stage, because she is the hot topic right now in professional women's basketball. She was the hot topic in, NCAA, along with some other names like Angel Reese and so on. But, this is an individual that is making waves, and she's not the best player in the WNBA right now, but she is on top of everybody's mind. So you would have, I'm sure, other individuals globally who might follow Caitlin Clark or the WNBA who might want to see her on that stage too. Now, I've read articles saying that there was some concern where, you know what, if optically they put her on the team because they figured it was better for PR, then what if she didn't play as many minutes? Then would her fans get mad that she's not in the game? Or worse off, like, they're obviously the clear heavyweight favorite for gold. If they put her on the team and then for some reason they lose, is she going to be a scapegoat and saying, oh, the only reason, let's say if she made it over, Taurasi, that, oh, well, if you had Diana Taurasi on there, then it'd be fine. However, this is all clouded by a lot of, I'll call it jealousy, or what appears to be jealousy by her peers and even other individuals in the WNBA who have made comments about Caitlin Clark's play, both at the NCAA level and now at the WNBA level. And to no surprise to anybody, we can point back to Brianna Stewart and Diana Taurasi's comments that she originally made about Caitlin Clark not being the best player. And Brianna Stewart said, I don't consider Caitlin Clark the best player, and I'm paraphrasing here, in the WNBA until she wins a championship, which she had never done. And then, of course, you have Diana Taurasi consistently criticizing Caitlin Stewart, in college too. And then, obviously coming in and bringing so much cameras, press, like marketing, PR for the WNBA, we'd be remiss to not say maybe a key factor in this decision was made with a little bit of jealousy in mind of who did make the team, or, didn't want to like ruffle any feathers or rock the boat or even cause any type of drama with that, because there might have been. And I respect it. You're building a team to win. You don't need those distractions. But I mean, that's why we are continuously talking about this, is because it's not just a clear-cut decision that we can point to. There are other added factors to it that just make this 10 times bigger in itself.
Shout out to Martin Soares. He said, Protect Our Queens does a really good job. Like I said, if you want intelligent, factual things that will make you a smarter women's basketball, and maybe not just women's, but a basketball fan, please check out Protect Our Queens. Martin and Dwayne Marcus do an excellent job. I'm very proud of them. I'm very happy that they're part of the network. But you come here for the ignorant shit. So he says, basketball chemistry. Diana has played with all of them before. Fair. Yeah. But do you think the women are going to be heavy favorite? They won, 7 of the last 8. Do you think Diana Taurasi all of a sudden is going to kill the chemistry of the team? Again, if it's a basketball decision, what do you expect her to play?
You mean these Caitlin Clark going to kill the chemistry of the team? Is that what you're saying?
No. Yes. So like if you replace them, right? Because we already made It can't, for me, it can't be a basketball decision if Caitlin Clark has better stats. Like I said, Diana Taurasi just now, within yesterday or today, went less than a point. So they average the same points. It's 16.3 to 16.8. But everything else, Caitlin Clark clears her. Now, so the chemistry is not going to just fall apart because they replaced Diana Taurasi and Caitlin Clark. The issue is, okay, now you're talking experience. What better experience does Caitlin Clark get, because she was only going to play 5 to 10 minutes as a rookie, than playing with the 11 best players in the world? So again, if her stats are better than another player that's already on the team, and then you could take like an Alyssa Thomas, right? Because you brought up turnovers. Oh, she's a turnover machine. Even though she's averaging 16, 17 points a game, some people want to bring up turnovers. Cool, got you. Alyssa Thomas is only averages 1 less turnover than her. And Caitlin Clark scores more points, but Alyssa Thomas gets more rebounds. Like, it depends what you want. So like you can nitpick and pick and choose. There's not an argument to not have Caitlin Clark on the team, is my point, because there's the antithesis is already on the team, right? He says, can I just ask, is it not impressive Diana at 42 has the stats she does? Yes, it is impressive. It is absolutely impressive. But again, now we have to wait 4 years for Caitlin Clark. I believe in striking when the iron's hot too. That's just me. Why would you not want her on the team? Anything can happen between now and the next 4 years. Caitlin Clark could bust out. And now what? Then you know what I mean? Or she could have a career-ending injury. Like, obviously I'm extremist here, but it could happen. 4 years is a long time. We don't know what's going to happen in 4 years. All fair points. Yeah, and again, I'm arguing the other side because I'm looking at it from a business point, less than a basketball point. Whether it's Diana Taurasi or Caitlin Clark, I think the women are going to win gold no matter who was out there.
Yeah.
It didn't matter. You have the other best players in the world. We mentioned A'ja Wilson. If you replace Caitlin with Diana, they're probably fine basketball-wise. And they will be. Again, when you look at both of their stats, you're not going to tell me there's a huge drop-offs. And again, if you're talking about leadership, there's plenty of leadership on the team. There's plenty of chemistry on the team. I get Diana Taurasi as a legacy pick, but to me, if you're picking her off of just legacy, then you are looking at other outside factors other than basketball, which is the same exact thing you're keeping Caitlin Clark out of. So you see what I'm saying? You see where I'm getting at with this?
Yeah,
there's not a justification that people could sell me, because there's already something that's you're kind of already making concessions on. For me.
Well, the difference is the outside factor with legacy is you're picking based off experience and have done it before, versus outside factor of what is the Caitlin Clark factor is what we'll call right now. So, minor subtle differences, but I get it. If you're going to keep moving goalposts, then this is what everybody's going to continue to talk about. And, it's one of those where we can try to take this situation and put it into other sports, right? So there have been times throughout the NFL season when Tom Brady was playing. Jeremy, you and I had conversations, and obviously you are a huge Buffalo Bills fan and a huge Josh Allen stan, like most of us are, because I think Josh Allen's a great quarterback. But if there was an international football game, and at the time Josh Allen had better stats than Tom Brady, which at some points throughout the NFL season he has, but Tom Brady was selected to go to the international game over Josh Allen, would we still be talking about it? Because we're very, I guess, similar in nature of has done it before, has won the championships, but this is the hot hand. This is the hot new quarterback of the NFL in Josh Allen. Do we trust in Josh, or do we go with Tom?
See, if the situations were mirrored, right? If Josh Allen had this incredible college story, and then when he translated to the NFL and basically did what Patrick Mahomes did, literally put himself in the greatest of all time conversation within 5 years, then I'd probably feel that way. I think because Josh Allen kind of started off as a project, but like really took off after in like year 3, I think it's a little bit different. I get what you're saying in terms of like the young,
not apples to apples though,
right? So. But I do understand what you're trying to say. And it is similar. Again, the Caitlin Clark thing, I've never said she was the best player, but that doesn't mean anything when you look at the growth of the game, and you have the Olympic stage now. Go back and look at some of those media days for the U.S. women's Olympic team. It's not great. And even with all of the outstanding basketball they've played, And again, you take the opportunities that are given to you. And this was such a great, rare, once in a lifetime opportunity, because in 4 years, depending on what happens with Caitlin Clark, it's never going to, unless she somehow wins a championship in the next 4 years, which I don't see. Her team is just isn't good. It's going to take more than 3 or 4 years to kind of build that. But her star is so high, right? Everything is so high right now. For me, I couldn't believe they wouldn't put her on the team. A lot of people said, "Oh, she didn't go to the tryouts." Well, she was playing in the NCAA tournament. She was still in the roster pool. There's another player. I'm gonna butcher her last name. Arike Ukumbale. She's averaging like 26 points a game. I think she's like the second highest, third highest in the WNBA. She wasn't in the player pool. She didn't go to the. So when people say that's a real snub, it's a little different because she wasn't involved in any of the processes. Caitlin Clark has been at USA practices before in her like junior years, so whenever. But last year when they were gearing up for this Olympics, she was playing in the tournament. She can't do both, and so I understand that she was still part of the roster pool where she could still be chosen. And again, Candace Parker, I believe Jewel Lloyd, there was another Breanna Stewart. I think all made it as rookies. So there's precedent for rookies to make it, and I think the Caitlin Clark thing is such a unique situation in terms of perception. And this is really what I wanted to get to, because this is kind of a rehash of what me and Dwayne Marcus, and I'm glad I got your input. I wanted to get your input on it. But now it's starting, the more and the more things like this happen, the more and more we're getting, the conversation is truly getting away from basketball. She's turning into Donald Trump. Like she is. Think about it. It's not about basketball anymore. The people want her, and the more you deny them, the louder they are going to get. They are already here for her. And when you don't give the crack kids their crack, they start knocking on your door, period. That's just the way it happens, right? Them Girl Scout cookies, if you don't buy them Girl Scout cookies the first or second time you pass them at Walmart, they'll follow you to your car. They'll shove them in your face. And so the people want Caitlin Clark. And when the WNBA presents or gives these opportunities to give them, especially at the Olympic stage, they're going to say something about it. It's clear. Again, she's tripling attendance for some of these teams, or tripling ratings. She's doubling attendance by herself. Obviously, the people don't care how good or bad she is at basketball. They want to see her succeed because they're invested in her because of her college story. Yeah, and by leaving her off, and I can buy leaving her off for basketball reasons. I get it. She's not the best, not one of the 12 best, or however you want to frame it. But when it comes out that she's not being left off because people don't think she's good enough, she's being left off because people are worried about her fans' reactions. Now I have a problem. Now I have the problem. Which one is it? Is it that she's not good enough, or you're scared of what her fans may think? And then on that coin, so your answer is to leave her off completely. And now we're here on Stuff About Sports talking about it. So it reminds me. So I talked to somebody the other day. It reminds me of Donald Trump, man. These fanatical people that don't care about the sport, don't care about the WNBA, only care about Caitlin Clark. The irony is they're the reasons why the WNBA is in such a good position now. So when you don't give them what they want, they are going to let you hear it.
Yeah. To your point about rookies, Rebecca Lobo, Diana Taurasi, Candace Parker, and Breanna Stewart, all rookies that were selected for the USA Olympic team. And of course, on the men's side, who can forget the world's most hated collegiate basketball player in Christian Laettner, who made the dream team as a rookie.
So that's different. So back then, because the dream team, they didn't used to let professionals play. And then when they changed the rules, when the dream team came around, what was that, 92? They had to have at least one college player, and it happened to be Christian Laettner.
The NCAA nod to it.
But so the Christian Laettner stuff isn't really a good comparison. This is Isaiah Thomas. Remember, Isaiah Thomas was left off the dream team. Why? Because Michael Jordan didn't like him, and that's Jordan. And the similar things are happening here. When you have two anonymous players on the team, or I'm sorry, not players, but people somehow affiliated with the dream team. We all know it's Diana Taurasi and them. Don't like Caitlin Clark. You already have comments from the coach from the year before saying, "Oh, it's more than just one player. One player doesn't make the team." Like there's already these subtle little shots that are shading Caitlin Clark for just existing. And to her credit, it's not her, it's her fans, it's people like me. She just wants to hoop, man. She reminds me of Kevin Durant. Like there's a lot of outside noise, and all she wants to do is play basketball. And so she's gonna, and she's saying the right things to the media. I hope everybody's cool. She's doing what she's supposed to do. This is not a Caitlin Clark, and Asia Wilson is too. Like the players that people are trying to. The only person that is misstepping to me is Angel Reese when she's saying it's not just Caitlin Clark, it's me too. Like she should have said it's us. It's it's little, and she keeps doing these little things, and it's
she's got to stop. What she has to do. She has to stop. And look, there is some merit to the fact that it is not just her. I think the rivalry, obviously in college and carrying to the WNBA too, is certainly helping. And no one's saying that Angel Reese isn't a bad basketball player, but those comments in particular, like that is very much like, well, I'm here too. When really she should be riding fucking coattails, to be honest with you.
Hell
like
they all should.
Like what you just said, turn that me into an us, like, oh yeah, well we're happy this is going on with the game. I'm happy that I was in the same draft classes, and going on, and let the play do the talk when it comes down to skill. But it's not a good look overall. And look, dude, if I'm 23, 24 years old and someone's sticking a camera and microphone in my face about playing a game that I love, I'm gonna say some stupid shit too. And so are all athletes, whether it's female or male, and it's up to each individual team's PR and media team to coach them up and make sure that they're saying the right stuff. Or alternatively, Jerome, like you said, whether it's good comments, bad comments, stupid comments, smart comments, people are talking about it. So let it go. Let this back and forth, let this tennis match of it's me, keep going on, because everybody's going to continue to talk about it, and it's going to get more press, and it's going to get more eyeballs, and it's going to get more dollars.
Yep. And you said it, you capped it off perfectly. So we'll move on.